Hello everyone, welcome to this quick demonstration on virtualizing TCP, or you can say a quick demonstration on how to exchange messages using TCP protocol. Now what I have here are two components. One is the TCP server component. I call it shopping cart server, and then I also have a TCP client, which is the shopping cart client. So once the server is connected, it's up and running, I'll be able to connect this shopping cart client. If I try to connect it as of now, like 8910 port, you can see the server is not yet started. When I try to connect it to the client, it gives me an exception. Okay. But before starting the server, I also have to connect this to a database. Let me do that now. Connect. This is kind of a prerequisite for the server within my application. But right now you can see I haven't started the server yet. And previously when we tried to connect it before starting the server, we got this error message. I can show that again. So you get this error message. However, once I start this server, TCP server, the server has started, and then I try to connect it. You can see I have successfully been able to connect. I got the message also saying connected. Now, ideally what this client does is I can send a product number to the server, and the server responds back with me with the appropriate product name. Okay, in my case, let's say when I send one, it says message sent to server with one, message received from client one, and then internally it fetched the value from the database as what one corresponds to, and then it found that one corresponds to iPhone, and then it sent the response as iPhone. Now I can try it for other couple of product numbers, say 2, send, and this time it's MacBook Pro. Let's say I put in some random number, say 9, send, it says product not found. Okay, but this is when the server is live and it's working. But how about if this component of server wasn't present at all? Let's say for some reason this server went down, say developers are building this. However, you still may want to test the client application as how it responds, right? So this is where ReadyAPI comes in extremely handy, ReadyAPI ServiceV Pro, where you are able to virtualize the TCP server component. Now, what I'm going to do is, rather than virtualizing it from scratch, I'm also going to show you a bonus use case here as how you can also record all the TCP traffic. Okay, not just start something from scratch, but also record it. So for that, what I do is I go create a new empty project. Say project 2 is created, right click, new virtual service. We have seen enough videos on SOAP, REST, JMS, JDBC. This time it's empty TCP. I click on OK. I leave the default name. And here, it has automatically suggested for me the port as 9897. I think that should be good. And what we're going to do is we're going to record and route the traffic, which means while the server is present and active, I'm going to route all of this traffic from ReadyAPI to my real server, which is my local host, the loopback IP 127.0.0.1, and port is 8910. Let me do that. Port is 8910. Okay, and what I have selected here is route and record non-virtualized request. Right now, we do not have anything virtualized here. Everything is empty. But as we make transactions, you're going to see all of these words or services created for us. And the server is anyway started. I go back to the client. I disconnect this from the server. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the port number from 8910 to 9897, which means ReadyAPI is now going to be the proxy between my client and server, and at the same time, it is also going to record all the traffic. So connect it to 9897. I click on connect. You see the connection. Oops, something went wrong. 9897. I haven't started the server yet. Good thing that we saw the error message. I'm going to start the TCP server in a virtual service in ReadyAPI. And now I go back and click on connect, and you can see the connection is successful. Let me get rid of the log. So I send the, okay, let me also bring up this server module here, the real shopping cart server. Let me go ahead and clear the log. And right now there are no messages. And even with the ReadyAPI, you can see here received and sent is 0. So let me start with product number 1. I click on send, and you can see a new transaction was recorded. In fact, send received turned 1 and 1. So ideally what's happening is shopping cart sends a request. Oops, sorry about the error. Shopping cart sends a request to the server, which is the ReadyAPI server, which in turn sends a request to the shopping cart server. And then shopping cart server sends a message back to the ReadyAPI or ServiceV Pro server, which in turn sends a message back to the shopping cart client. Okay, so it's kind of working bi-directional for all. Let me try with another product. Let's see, to send, you can see request 2 has been created. I'm going to do this one last time. Let me see here. This time I'm sending a product which does not exist. Let's say 9. I send, and it has created request 3. Now I'm going to stop this, my real server, shopping cart server. In fact, close it, stop and close it. And what we can now do is stop the TCP virtual service server. I'll also disconnect it from the client. And here I'm going to select option as none, which means now TCP virtual service and all the request response are going to be served from a ServiceV Pro. We can try that. Let me start this again. I know we recorded a couple of requests and responses. So click on connect. We're able to connect to the ReadyAPI server, which is, let me show that to you again, 9897, 9897. Go back, I send product number 1, click on send, and it has served me iPhone. You can see here, request sent and received 1. Then I click on product number 2, click on send, and I get the second response. Now I know that we also recorded 9. I'm going to submit 9, click on send, and it says product not found. So request served 3, send 3. Now how about I send a request which is not recorded, let's say 4. I click on send. The server did not send any message back because it did not understand what the request is. In fact, you can see here received is 4, however sent is 3. So let's try to build something for product number 4. To do that, again, it's extremely easy. We don't have to do much action. I can simply click on duplicate word action from one of these. I can rename this to request 4. Okay. And in my request, I'm going to modify in here, which is the hexadecimal type. However, it is viewed in text. I'm going to make changes to this and call it 4. Save it. And as a response, what I am going to do is, instead of sending MacBook Pro, let me send an PlayStation 5. Okay, now if everything has worked, this time when we connect this to the TCP service, and send request number 4, we should see a response from the server back. Okay, so for this, I'm going to disconnect it from the server, connect it again. Ideally, it wouldn't matter. The service is still active, and the other benefit of ServiceV Pro is everything is done in real time. You don't have to stop and start the service. Okay, let's try sending 2 first. Send, and we get a response back as service MacBook Pro. And when I send 4, I click on send. You can see we have got response as PlayStation 5. Okay, I hope that example was useful, and I'm sure this indeed gives you a lot of thought-provoking across where you can apply these virtualization in some of these legacy services or some of the client server applications, or even in IRC kind of an application. Okay, thank you very much. Let me know your comments and feedback.